Hey guys, Lucky Star Shi-Roku here, and welcome to another video. Now, before we get into the main topic here, I do want to talk a little bit about the previous video, just to give you a little bit of an update. So I'll talk about that very briefly. So what this video is going to be is basically me giving you a little bit of a tease of the next few videos that I'm wanting to release over the next few weeks or days or whatever. So I've been teasing that for a while, that I've got a handful of videos that I've been wanting to release for a little while now, since I think maybe before the end of last year. I think I had a few videos I want to plan, but obviously I don't release much during Christmas, so I've been waiting for the new year. And so basically that's what this video is going to be. It's basically just going to be a tease for the next few videos that I plan to release over the next coming weeks. So there'll be some... I'll mainly be showing the thumbnails of the videos. Now keep in mind, some of these thumbnails and graphics may be subject to change. And there may be a few video ideas that I wanted to mention here but forgotten to put on, since these scripts were kind of made in a bit of a rush. But before I get into that little tease of the videos I have planned to record over the next few weeks, I just want to quickly go over what I talked about in my last video that I made in a bit of a rush. So if you remember, in the last video, not counting the weekly report, in the last video that I released, which was completely raw just because I want to get that information out, if you remember, I said that well, firstly, you might notice that I'm recording this, well, I'm wearing my pajamas right now. As of right now, it is just a little bit after 4 a.m, so I'm recording this in the dead of night. The reason I'm doing that is because I don't have much of a window to record these types of videos during the day, because again, I've mentioned that I have a deaf housemate which is just opposite me, and she's way too loud, and the walls are too thin, so that's causing a lot of issues. That's what this little segment here, I just want to give you guys a little update on what's going on there. And I just wanted to quickly say that me recording these videos in the middle of the night, it's not what I want to do, since obviously I do prefer working during the day, since obviously because of her, I'm basically nocturnal now. So this is only a temporary measure. I'm not wanting to keep this as a permanent thing, but I needed a temporary fix for in the meantime. Now, tomorrow, me and a couple other housemates are going to put a couple complaints in to see if there's something we can do about it, to see if there's some measure we can put in place to get things back to normal again. But yeah, this is just a temporary fix. So yeah, we're trying to see what we can do, to see if there's anything we can do to get things back to normal, so that she's aware how loud she's being, so that I can record during the day again. But again, I just again, I don't want to dwell on this throughout this video. I just want to give you guys a quick little update on what's going on in that situation, just because I've not been able to record for a while, and late at night is the only chance that I can actually get to record in peace, just because the window when I record is way too small. Like, she's only gone a few hours on a few days, and that's not enough time to get any real recording done. So hopefully once we put the complaints in, we can maybe start working on ways to maybe make so we can do stuff during the daytime again. Because right now, during the day, I'm usually sleeping, just catching up on lost sleep, which is not ideal. But anyway, I think that's enough talking about that. Again, if you want the full detail on what's going on, then go back and watch that video. But anyway, now into the main topic at hand. So as I mentioned a little earlier, in this video, I am going to give you a little bit of a tease as to the videos that I'm wanting to release over the next few days, the next coming few Sundays, or sorry, the videos I plan to release over the next few weeks. I don't know how many weeks, I don't know how many days. I've got a few plans, maybe a few more than what I've currently gotten here, since again, like I said, some of these graphics and thumbnails may be subject to change, but it's enough to give you a little idea of what I want to do. So there's been a few videos I've been wanting to record and release for a while, some since Christmas, some since more recently, but yeah, this is just a little tease for them. So let's quickly go and have a little look in, let's quickly change my presentation, and then we will go into there. So okay, now on to the little teasers for the next few videos that I'm wanting to put out over the next few days or so. So there's a few, as you can see, there's a few video plans here that I want to talk about, and I'll go into a bit more detail. Again, there's maybe a few that I'm forgetting about here, since I made these scripts in a bit of a rush, just because of how little time I have to work on these during the day. So, and then when I have, basically I've been trying to get these done during the day, but then suddenly she came back a bit quicker than I anticipated, and then I've had to cancel. So it's been very, very awkward arranging a time when I can actually record these. So that's that basically. So anyway, the first video that I'm teasing at here is a video where I'm talking about a few changes to my video format that I made over Christmas. Again, just going over it very, very briefly. So I made a couple changes over Christmas where basically where I decided that I don't really want to do the subscribe, notifications, all that kind of stuff at the end of the videos in my Let's Plays, and I'd rather just do that in a pre-recorded segment, which would appear in the beginning of the outro. The reason, so basically by doing that, it means my outros are going to be less rambly, so there'll be less time of me just rambling on saying don't forget to subscribe, ring the bell, all that kind of stuff in the endings of my videos. So I can literally just say what I want to say toward the end, say goodbye, and then end the video, and then all of that stuff will be in the outro. Again, I'll talk a little bit more about that in that video. Of course, doing this means I'm going to have to re-record a lot of my Let's Plays because they use that format. So basically that means everything after Sonic Adventure DE, I've decided to delete and restart again from scratch, but starting a bit closer to when Sonic Adventure DE is almost finished. The only reason I decided to keep Sonic Adventure DE is because of how late into development it is, and it would be kind of rude and kind of silly to start that again, considering where we are now. You know, we're in the middle of working on Block 2, so it would be kind of silly to scrap that now. So we're gonna carry on working on Sonic Adventure DE as it is, and then after DE, I'm going to restart all my previous Let's Plays that I've done. I've also changed up the table a little bit on what Let's Plays are coming. I've changed that up a little bit. I'll start the next series one. I'll start the next Let's Play once DE enters its last block, or gets close to entering its last block. Again, I'll go more into detail about that in that video, but yeah, just a couple changes for the best that I made over Christmas that I think I need to talk a little bit about. I mean, it might sound like, I know I'm rambling a little bit here, but believe me, it'll make more sense in that video. I'm pretty sure it'll make more sense in that video. But anyway, the next thing I want to talk about is, this is a video that I've been wanting to talk a little bit about. In fact, even before COVID hit, to be honest. this is a video I've been wanting to talk about even before COVID hit, and it's something that's been bothering me a little bit since, well, obviously, the name in most games, well, not all games, but in some games, you get to name the main character. In which case, I normally name the character kind of like after me, Shi-Roku, since it's my, or like either Lucky or Shi-Roku, since it's my take on the adventure. And most of those games, the games where you can name your character, in most of those cases, the character is either male or non-binary, which works out perfectly. But in some cases, the character may have a female protagonist option, or I may prefer to go with female protagonist over the male protagonist for various reasons, and that's what I'm unsure about. Now, the thing is, I mean, I'll go into more detail about it when that video is released, but the question is, would my name work for a female protagonist as well as it does for a male protagonist and non-binary, since I've been using my name as a male name for so long that it kind of seems a little odd to suddenly use it as a female name. So I'll go over I'll go over a few details and a couple suggestions I have. Now, potentially using that name as a female protagonist name as well could grow on me. It just feels a little weird right now. Again, I'll go into more detail about it in that video, but that's what that video is roughly going to be about. Basically discussing the possibilities and whether or not my name would also work for a female protagonist as well as male and non-binary. Now, obviously, some female protagonists, like in most games, like most Western games, the protagonist usually has a set name. But there are some games where you were asked if you want to name your protagonist, and in that case, I usually like to use my own names. It's my own take on the adventure. But again, I'm unsure if my name would actually work as well for a female as it does for a male and non-binary. So that's, again, I'll go into more detail about it in that video, but that's just what I want to talk about there. Anyway, moving on. Okay, so this is a video that I've been wanting to get out before Sonic Adventure DE Block 1 was finished, if I'm being honest. I think I mentioned this in the video where I finished Block 1. I think I mentioned that this is a video I wanted out just before I released Sonic Adventure Part 1. Just because, obviously, I've made a few changes over Christmas, and even before a little bit over Christmas, I made a few changes to the thumbnail layout on how some of the because if you remember, if you go back and look on my channel now, you'll notice that I've changed all the thumbnails to this current style, whereas PC used to be yellow. Just because that didn't make a lot of sense to me, so I changed everything. So as you can see in this video, the Xbox Let's Plays now have a green border, PlayStation still have a black border, Nintendo have a white and red border, and PC games have a dark blue border. And this is a video that I wanted out before I released Sonic Adventure DE Block 1, just to accommodate and explain why the sudden change, because, you know, changing from yellow to dark blue is a significant change. Like, it's not a subtle change where where, for example, I went from the Xbox border from a slightly darker green to a slightly lighter green. It's completely changed. And I wanted that video out just to explain that a little bit more. But again, because Sonic Adventure DE was being developed and was almost, and because Sonic Adventure DE was coming out near to Christmas time, and I was working on a few other seasonal videos at the time, it means because it was Christmas and because we were preparing for Christmas and New Year's, and we were working on a few other videos, like for example the because we were working on my sign-off video for the year. Because we were working on that, we didn't have enough time to flesh out this video, so I had to it means I had to delay this until sometime after Block 1 was released. I'm still planning to release it, but originally I did want this video out before Sonic Adventure Part 1, which obviously I couldn't do just because it all happened so close to Christmas. So that's the only reason it's not out already. But yeah, again, I'll talk more about that when that video comes out. But yeah, just so you know, that I wanted this to go out before Part 1 of Sonic Adventure DE. Okay, moving on. Another video that I want to talk about is talking about a bunch of classic XP generation PC games that I have gotten working on my Windows 10 machine. So, as you all know, back in the XP era, there are certain PC games that worked in the XP era just because of how XP worked in because XP was a very different time for computers back then. And as a result of that, there were a lot of games, a lot of old classic games, like, for example, the Harry Potter PC No Wonder trilogy, the Jimmy Neutron games, and The Sims, just to name a few. That were a few games that worked back in the XP era that don't work on current day machines, or at least not without a few tweaks here and there. And that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the progress that I made in getting these classic retro XP generation types of games working on Windows 10, and going through the process that I did to get into work, how well they worked on their own, whether I had any bugs, and whether I found any exploits that I could fix, and just generally talking about my time getting them working, whether they worked straight out of the box, whether I had to download or install anything, whether I had to run it in backwards compatibility mode, and just general stuff like that. So just talking about the general time I went through to getting these games working again on Windows 10, and any bugs that I've noticed, minor or major, and if I found any ways around those bugs, and just going through stuff like that. Since, you know, just because the thing is, with all this, with these videos, it basically means I've opened my Let's Play library up to a lot more games. Games I couldn't do before, again, such as the Harry Potter PC No Wonder trilogy, the two Jimmy Neutron games, and the Sims 2 story trilogy, and the Sims 1. There's probably a few other games I'm probably missing that I still need to do a little bit of work on here and there, but those are the main ones I can think of, hence why they're taking the spotlight in the thumbnail. So again, I'll release that video at some point over the next few weeks when I can find the chance to record it. Hopefully things are a bit quieter so I can record it during the day. But again, if not, I can always try and find the time to record this at night if it really comes down to that. I hate being nocturnal. But yeah, that's a video I think is a good idea to upload, just because it explains, because you already know that I can do Let's Plays of every console game now, for my GameCube, my Xbox, my PS2, my PS3, my 360. I can do Let's Plays for all of them, and explaining what PC games I've got working for Windows 10 would open my Let's Play library up even more, which I think it's good to talk about videos like that. But again, that'll come out when it's ready. Okay, next. Okay, so another video that I wanted to talk about is a little bit of an update about what's going on with the reboot progress, because A long time ago, I did actually talk about what to expect from the reboot plan, but since then I've made a lot and a lot and a lot of alterations, such as graphical changes in the thumbnails, graphical changes in the general art style, how I do things, my general approach to videos, and just all of the stuff like that. So this is going to be an updated version of that video, talking about everything you can expect from the reboot, all the everything of how I handle it now in a more up-to-date format of how I do things now versus on how I did things back then. Again, I've not been able to work on this one. This one has took a lot and a lot of work, since it means I've had to go back through my old graphics, and then I've had to correct what's changed, delete graphics that are no longer relevant, and again, since I've made a few changes over Christmas, that means I've had a lot more to work on this video. So that's why some of these thumbnails and graphics may be subject to change in these videos. So the thumbnails or graphics you see in this video may be subject to change than what the actual video goes out to be. But again, I've still got a decent bit of time to develop those types of videos in the meantime. And again, I'll go into more detail about all these respective videos when they come out in the following weeks. And the last video I want to talk about here is just basically a general welcome to my channel video. This will act as a channel trailer, basically talking about what type of content you can expect to see from me, some general info about me, and just introducing who I am and what kind of person I am, and a little information about my likes, dislikes, and just generally getting to know me in general, like some of the things I plan to do on the channel, and basically it's just an all-round good introduction to who I am for people joining the channel for the first time. Now, this video did take heavy inspiration from the debut videos from Hololive. So I took inspiration from all the main Hololive English girls debut videos. So I took heavy inspiration from Gura specifically. I think, like, if you look at the graphics in that video with the formats and the general info about me, a lot of that info and the template was, a lot of inspiration for that was taken from Gargura's debut video. So I took a lot of inspiration from there. But again, I'll talk more about that video when it comes out. And again, it'll just talk about some of the videos I plan to do, the general genres, my criteria in regard to doing Let's Plays, my criteria and rules for when I do collaborations and stuff, and just a general overlook on me and my channel, and just a general introduction to anyone joining the channel or visiting the channel for the very first time. So say if you're not subscribed and you find my channel and then you go to my channel's homepage, this is the video that you'll come across. Now, it might be a little long. I know those types of videos are meant to be short, and I will try and keep it as short and as sweet as I can, but I still feel like I want to give an all-round introduction on who I am as a person, just so you guys can also get to know me. So I'm not just a YouTuber, so it's so you guys can get to know me as a person as well as a content creator, you know, because I feel like when you're able to form a genuine connection to someone, you tend to relate to them more, and that's the thing. I don't want to be just a content creator. When someone watches my series, my videos, I don't want to feel like I'm just like a regular content creator. I want to feel like I'm a friend, that when you're watching me go through my Let's Play journeys, I want to feel like that you're tagging along for my journey, and that when you're watching these me play these games, you're not just watching a random YouTuber, but you're actually watching a friend. And hence why I put so much emphasis on we are going to be doing a Let's Play of this game. because it's not just my journey, it's you coming along for the ride. So when I say we are going to be doing a Let's Play, I'm not just referring to me, I'm referring to all of us. Like, I'm doing this and you guys are coming along for the ride, essentially. But again, I've rambled on a lot. I'll talk more about these respective videos when they go out. Yeah, at very least, I just want to get this video out just to talk a little bit more about these, just to give you guys a little bit of a perspective of the types of videos you can expect to see over the next few days or weeks or whenever I can get them out. Again, when I can actually record them and get them out all depends on how quiet my current living conditions are, which aren't great. Like, again, I've had to make this video in the dead of night because it's too noisy during the day. So when I can actually get these out and get these worked on is completely random and I have no idea, but I'll try my best to work on them over the next few weeks or so. But anyway, that is where I'm going to leave this little teaser video for now. So anyway, that is where I'm going to leave it, and like I said, talking in the first little teaser video where I'm not going to be doing the subscribe and stuff, this will be little YouTube reminders at the end of videos, with the exception to videos planning to go out raw originally anyway, so that means I'll still use that system for the development vlogs and stuff, for Let's Plays, but videos like this that I know are going to get edited, I'm not going to do it. So anyway, I hope you guys understand the reason for the lack of videos recently, and I hope you guys are looking forward to the next couple videos. And with all that said, I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, have a good day, you guys. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. It always helps out immensely. And remember, if you do want to help out even more, then make sure you hit the like button on your way out if you did enjoy and want to see more. Don't forget to subscribe if you are new, ring the bell, turn on notifications, check the sub box, check the channel regularly. If you want to be a bigger part of the fandom and keep up with me and what I'm doing, join my official Discord server, check out the links below. And with all that said, I will see you guys in the next video. Cue the outro.